My name is George Doubinski, and I'm sixth most famous MVP.
The sixth most famous.
Dynamics 365. I've been MVP for about 10 years.
So,
and I work for myself. So
nice.
I'm doing all things.
So I understand you started your business career as a nuclear physicist, is that right?
Absolutely. I was working on building a nuclear accelerator.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry, nuclear accelerator. You say, how good am I? Particle accelerator.
Okay.
Long time ago.
Wow. So what made you become a developer?
Money?
Money?
Yeah, really. Science was cool when I started doing it. When I sort of become someone in science, it stopped being cool.
Right. And so...
And there was no money in it.
And there's no money in it.
Unless you're really good, which I wasn't.
So I take you're a .NET developer?
I used to be.
Okay, and so how did you get into Dynamics?
I started .NET development in with the beta of .NET 1, and then I developed web apps for a while, and then I got bored, and I thought there must be a better way to sell things and achieve the results without all this typing. So, and then TRM3 came along, so I liked what I saw, and then it just got better.
What's so great about working for customers?
Working for customers, what's so great about working for customers? That, the number one thing is that occasionally they pay. That's the great thing. And on a bit more serious note, you actually see people solving their issues, and you taking part in that, and you getting paid for that, which is fine. But to me, one of the most attractive things that I worked 95% remotely, and not seeing customer actually makes all the difference, because then you can go along and do things without being interrupted by the customers.
Yeah, good. So how important is people continuing their education once they're in the Dynamics ecosystem, like learning the new things that are coming out? What's the importance of formal education as part of a Dynamics career?
I wouldn't say that you need to put yourself through the formal education, but if you stop educating yourself, then you're stalling, because the world around you moves and you stay behind. You have to learn new ways doing things. If you want to communicate with your kids, you have to learn how to use Snapchat and befriend your kids, because otherwise they won't send you anything, right? So you have to continuously improve. It doesn't mean formal education necessarily, but give yourself a challenge. I don't know. As a developer, you can give yourself a challenge. Every year, learn a new language. It could be, a new development. It could be pick up and learn, I don't know, Python.
Yeah.
Or R, or something like this. And what do you know? Python was a university language in the 90s, and now that's one of the languages of, AI and data analysis.
Yeah, good. So continuous learning, your recommendation.
Challenging yourself to learn something.
Yeah, excellent. So what is one thing that people don't know about you, George?
That I used to be a stand-up comedian? I am that serious.
Yeah, I know. Excellent.
And I wasn't on TV, so I was
brilliant
at some point.
So what's so great about being an MVP?
I'll give you the longer version, but it makes sense. It makes sense at least for me. So when you're a child, your friends are given to you mostly, because you are friends with your parents' friends' children. You go to school and you find who's closest to you, and that's it, they become your friends. Once you get out of this and say you go to college, that becomes then you start becoming closer to people, because those are people who have same vision of life. They want to do the same thing. So you've got the same vision of life. Not necessarily that you follow, but you form strong friendships at this age. That's why these friendships last. But once you kind of go to middle age and you're doing your thing, it's not what you want to become, it's what you have become, then you find friends who think the same way, do the same thing, find the same things interesting, passionate about the same thing. And similar to you, they extroverts, for example. They love talking to other people, they like communicating. And I just described what MVP is, right? They have people who are close in mind in what they're doing, in vision, in their life vision and their life goals, and they do the same thing and they're very similar to you. So basically MVP is your second family. That's what it is. There is no other way to describe it.
Excellent. What's the best Dynamics tipster site out there?
Dynamic tips. 972.
Oh, it's actually a specific tip.
crmtipoftheday.com/972.
Excellent.
Actually, some people say it's number one is the right one.
Uh-huh. And what's the best podcast network out there?
Something, serum.audio.
I thought it was the MVP podcast.
They're good, they're trying, but they're all alone. Thousands of us.
We are an army.
That's to be one.